Welcome to the CHSOS lab for XRF spectroscopy. So over there is our system, our spectrometer. Here is the computer where we run the experiment. So we control the tube and the detector. So right now we are going to put the antiphonary parchment under the spectrometer in order to check the composition of the iron Gall ink. Okay, so we can just slide the parchment under the detector. We can find one ink where there is just the iron Gall ink without the red that will likely be vermilion. So for example, this point will be really nice. Okay, there it is, and we can start the acquisition. Okay, we are ready to run our XRF experiment on the antiphonary parchment. And here's the software to run the XRF spectrometer. So we can start the tube. We put 50 keV and we turn on the tube and we run the experiment. Now we look at the results. So this is the parchment that we just analyzed, the XRF spectrometer over here. And this one is the spectrum we just collected from that. So we see iron, and we see a lot of it, so a nice peak of iron. But then we see copper and zinc over here, and we see that the amount of these elements is basically comparable with that of iron. So the heights, the ratio of the heights of the peaks, basically they are comparable, almost the same. So it means there is a lot of these minerals containing copper and zinc. What we get from this kind of spectrum is that this one should be an actual old ink, an old iron Gall ink, one where the iron sulfate was mined from, for example, here we have this photo to remind us that this one is a natural mine. Now we move to the analysis of the 19th century Ottoman prayer book. In this case, what we see, the spectrum we get, basically is just iron. It's pretty strong, pretty pure, there are no other impurities. And so this kind of spectrum can be related to a modern ink. What we expected, since the manuscript is 19th century, and so we know that starting from the 18th century, iron Gall ink was manufactured synthetically. So here we have this image just to remember of this artificial industrial manufacturing. So in that case, of course, we do not expect to find other elements like copper and zinc, but just iron. Eventually, I wanted to test some modern, contemporary iron Gall inks manufactured by different companies that sell it as made using the historical recipes. So in this case, what I found is that there is iron, not that much, so the content of iron is not as strong as, for example, we saw in the spectrum of the Ottoman prayer book, where the signal was strong. So these modern iron Gall inks, they contain less iron, and I guess it's something in the manufacturer. I think they found a way to have less iron, and this is in order to make probably the ink more stable, less acidic with the paper. The only other difference I found is that, for example, one of those ink contained bromine over here. So this could come from other pigments, additives added. So, for example, likely
it will be a bromine phthalocyanine pigment added to the ink to enhance the color, the shade of the ink. Thank you for following this lesson about the application of XRF spectroscopy in order to differentiate the origins, the age of the iron Gall inks. Thank you.